Hello everyone. It's now Tuesday after the Blackpool weekend. Um, I went over with a group of lads, cousins and that, and a few friends. Had a fantastic weekend. I'm sure most of you out there in Pigeon Land had a fantastic weekend. Whether you went to buy pigeons, meet people that you wanted to see, or whether indeed you went just for the session, for the drinking session. For me, it was kind of a combination of all three. I had a great time with the group of lads I was with. I went to a few auctions, not to buy pigeons, but to actually meet people. I wasn't buying any birds at all. I did arrange for a few more birds to come over here from Nick, for a friend of mine. So that's done. So there's nothing more I can do about that. A few more brought over. A daughter of the 5 times Barcelona hen for Lick at 710 miles. Her mother. A grandson of 879 miles Barcelona Dream came over. What else came over? A hen out of Marco Wilson line that he has there. A mother, father's daughter mating out of 879 miles. And a couple of others. There was 6 brought over. Anyway, half brother to the 5 times Barcelona hen as well. But I have to say, going around the show, meeting Debbie Neal there and that, and Chris, it was fantastic. Ran into the likes of Jeff and Catherine Cooper. Again, I've met them a couple of times now. Very nice people, just to stop and have a quick chat with and say her things and say hello. We went up to Stuart Wilkinson's, Stuart Wilcox auction day. He had the distance auction up in the Savoy Hotel up on the promenade, and I have to say, phenomenal pigeons. We actually went up to see the Alwyn Hill sale on the Friday evening. Met a couple of friends up there. Alan Shinton helped me out when we were sending to the BICC races this year, or last year rather. So phenomenal guy. Great to see Alan. Alan, don't forget you have to contact us about something. Please don't forget that. Had a great time. Had an absolutely great time. And then we were looking for Alwyn Hill himself. He was around the place, and eventually found him. And I have to say, these are the superstars in my eyes. The big guns that are racing these kinds of races, the big long distance international races. And to sit and have a chat with Alwyn Hill for about 2 hours was the best thing I did all weekend, without a shadow of a doubt. I have to say, Alwyn Hill, an absolute gentleman to talk to. And these are people that I looked up to from the time I was this high, hearing about all of these big races, big names, big superstars, reading about them all my life. And to actually meet them and put faces to them, even though I've seen their pictures and know what they look like, but to actually stand there in front of them and have a chat. And to have somebody like Alwyn Hill compliment the likes of me on the likes of my articles and things like that, I was blown away. It was because I'm a relatively young guy in the sport. Blown away I was, absolutely blown away to meet the likes of him, I have to say. I'm not sure what else I could say about that with the likes of Alwyn. And then when I met him, I met him in the show the next day. We ran into each other, and it was just a brief chat again, and just following up, like, and saying how things like that after meeting somebody for that. A pleasure. I can only tell you that, guys. A pleasure to meet these people. I swear to God. Saw Mark Gilbert there as well. He was on a panel there. They were having a nice discussion about how they prepare their boards for Barcelona from start to finish. How they prep them, how they get them going, how they build them up, what they do, feeding systems before, what they do with them as youngsters. Just all interesting stuff. Not stuff I haven't heard before, but to actually get the in-depth perspective, how to feed them their fats, be careful not to overload them, because you can push things the other way. Absolutely fantastic, I have to say. Fantastic weekend overall. So yeah, definitely the highlight was meeting Alwyn Hill. I'm sure you all out there have your own highlights of what you did over the weekend. It was nice to meet a lot of fanciers that I have never met before, but that would stop and have a chat with. Terry Haley, the Watford Wizard. Ran into Terry twice now. I ran into him last year. Had a great chat with him for about 15 or 20 minutes. Turns out one of the lads I'm with was a buddy of mine. him and Terry go back 40 years, 50 years. And when I told him last year, I'm after seeing Terry Haley there, where is he? When they were reintroduced, it was fantastic. It was lovely to see two lads, haven't seen each other for 30 or 40 years, up to last year, and to reacquaint themselves like that. It's like that in the pigeon game. You may not see people for years, and it's all just straight away when it happens again. It's like yesterday, you know, like yesterday. That since you've seen each other, it's just great. It's you know, met John Gent. John, great to meet you, buddy. Have to say, and Uncle Gary, super. John came to join me for an afternoon there on Saturday afternoon, I think it was, or Friday afternoon. I think it was Saturday afternoon. John came down to meet me with his uncle, and he sat in on the group of lads that I was with. And John, my uncles are pigeon men as well, and have to say, on the racing pigeon world there, a comment by John about one of my uncles, and it actually rings very, very true. Pigeon racing and breeding is currency for friendship. People meet cross borders, cross religions, cross ethnic groups. It makes no difference what background you're from. If you keep pigeons and you meet another guy that keep pigeons, no matter where you're from, it crosses cultures, boundaries, blockages. It crosses everything. What more could you want? Sorry, the batteries dying down on it. I'm going to finish up by saying this. Lads, I wish you all the best of luck in the next season to come. Whether you're racing or breeding or whatever your chosen distance is, I hope everybody succeeds where they want to be. Okay? Have a good night. Have a great breeding and racing season. And we'll see you in the next video. Okay? Bye-bye.